Greetings, greetings, greetings. Pastor Katrie Dickens here, pastor of the Martindale Church. And I'm so glad to be on here speaking a little bit about the testimonial of where God has brought us and our faith and the favor that he's given us as pertains to our local worship facility. When I heard that Maryland and FH&L were looking into their standalone building for their ministry, it kind of just moved in me because I know that God can do it. And God doesn't automatically always do things, but there's sometimes he takes time in order to make the blessing that much more grand. And I can speak personally from the testimony of our church here. There was so much that we were trying to do ministry-wise, but our building was unable to accommodate the vastness of the vision that God had given us as it pertained to our ministry style and the way we did things. We're just so unorthodox in our methodology of how we do ministry. And so we prayed to God that God would give us vision and direction on how to make our local ministry context more suitable to do ministry for the kingdom of God. And we battled back and forth between whether or not to build, whether or not to renovate our existing facility. And we went back and forth with that for months. And we finally settled. After prayer, after fasting, after consecration, we finally settled on, let's go ahead and redo our existing facility. We don't have to build another building in order to keep up with the Benjamins and keep up with the Joneses and the other pastors. We can just go ahead and renovate our existing facility and just see what God does. And so God allowed us to renovate our existing facility out of finances that we already had in our bank account. So we didn't even have to get a loan. And so we said, God, when it comes to building, because we're eventually going to need to build, we may indeed have to take out a loan. Well, lo and behold, we were talking with a construction company for a steel building 2 years ago. And for the size of the building we were talking about, it was about 4,000 square feet for $80,000. Those people, get this, they call us 2 years later. We weren't even thinking about doing the next phase for another few years. But they call us 2 years later, which is the present day right now. And they, out of the blue, ask us, were we still looking to build? I, of course, said yes, but no time soon. They said, well, let us tell you about this deal. Indiana University are in the final stages of a 5,000 square foot facility for their location in Bloomington. And they've decided to pull out of the deal. And we have this building and we need to do something with it. The building is about $100,000. It's got all these upgrades that IU put on it and so forth and so on. I said, well, we can't afford to give you $100,000 out of our pocket right now. They said, you don't understand, we're trying to get rid of it. And so if you still are looking for a building, we will give you this building for $38,000. My friends, cameraman, look at that. We're raising funds to go toward our next capital campaign phase 2. Our thermometer is at 35 and some change. So when God saw the faith of our people, and he heard our prayers, he allowed those people in Florida who know nothing about us to call us just in time when we had raised just enough money to pay for that building with straight cash. All I'm trying to say is when you're operating in kingdom and God's favor is on your life, whatever you need in due season, God will provide. God bless you, my friends. Keep the faith. Your blessing is on the way as long as you're in kingdom.